The Rugby 15 season is upon us, and we're going to go ahead and take the time to talk with coaches around the area to find out more about their team. FIU men's rugby team is one of the up-and-coming collegiate teams in the region. They have added former FIU women's rugby and Florida Select Sevens rugby head coach Ronnie Suarez. Ronnie, thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
My pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure, Gift.
First, what made you want to switch over from the FIU women's team, where you've had a lot of success, to the FIU men's team?
It's a pretty funny story. So a bunch of the guys that are currently the guys that are running FIU, pretty much the veteran group, they're former players of mine. So they're former high school players of mine. They had a couple of internal issues that they wanted to get cleaned up, and they ended up getting rid of their coach. When they got rid of their coach, first thing they did was, hey, we know Ronnie pretty good. Let's see if he's willing to do it. And I had always been kind of eager to jump onto into the college, college coaching. And they came up to me they surprised me one day at practice. They showed up to my high school practice and said, "Hey, coach, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, what am I doing?" So they're like, "Hey, we have some issues. And they told me the whole story, and they asked me if I was willing to take over. And I came home, I talked to my old lady, and she was like, this is what you wanted, so go for it. So I took it, man.
This summer, you guys had the chance of even making the Club Sevens championships, correct?
Yeah. It was great. So what we did at the beginning of the summer when we decided we were going to go hard. I gave them a choice. Do we want to go, Club Sevens? Do we want to play like friendly sevens, or do we want to be serious? And the guys were like, let's go hard. Let's go serious. So we registered the college team as a men's club team for sevens. So we knew, the goal was our goal from the beginning was to make regionals. And to make regionals, we knew that we had to be either one or two in the state. And we fought through it, man. We did really well through the tournaments, and then when we got to regionals, we just we were able to really get a big win on Knoxville. We were able to get a big win on Old White, and then it was a battle between us and Charlotte, and we got second place. But since Old White didn't do so well last year at nationals, the South only sent that one seed. So with that one seed, we kind of we got shafted on that one. But later on, we got an invite because one of the teams dropped at nationals, and we just didn't take it with such a short time frame. They called us like 2 days before nationals and were like, "Hey, do you want to take a Hawaii spot?" We were like, "Ooh, that's tough," and a lot of the guys wanted it, but we really thought that financially it would have killed us in that short time frame.
You have 25 returning starters this year. Who do you have expectations of being a high impact player for this team?
So there's really a couple of guys that come to mind. So one of our guys is Jose Lapisando, and we have two brothers that play there, but the brother Jose didn't play last season, and the reason he didn't play last season was he was the punt kicker for FIU's football team. So he kind of took that season off to play football, and when I came in, he's kind of all eager to get back into it. So he's joining us now. He's always been one of these guys that, as a player, he stood out above everybody else. I mean, his skill level, his kicking ability, and his decision making on the field. So I really see him as one of the key factors. Also see our captain Mateo Velasquez. I think he's a key component. His brother Tomas is another guy. They really work well together, and Tomas is one of these versatile kids that I've coached him since he started playing, and he's a guy that when he was 13 years old, he was playing starting hooker on our high school team at 13. So he's a versatile player, and Now he's in the center, so he's a force to be reckoned with. So those three guys I would definitely see. There's a couple of other guys that really come to mind that they play crucial roles, and we're, with our game play and our style of play and our game plan that we're really working on. I think that some key guys that will stand out will be guys that we wouldn't expect, So some guys like David Webster. I think David Webster out on the wing is going to be a crucial force to be reckoned with.
What is the philosophy that you would like the players to get out of this team with you as head coach?
Yeah. So, you know, as any coach, I have my own philosophy of the way I coach, but with our team philosophy, it's pretty interesting. So, one of the things that I like to do with the teams that I coach is we kind of have a leadership group. So we take, the one forward that's voted by the team, one forward one back that's voted by the team, one player that's picked by the captain, one player that's picked by the coach, and then the captain, also. And that group kind of, they start and um, they build the culture of the group pretty much. They what I look for in that group is to set the standards, set the rules, deal with the repercussions of anything that happens on or off the field, and let them be the tradition makers, and that's the group that kind of, when things are going haywire a little bit south, put it on the leadership group and see what they do. Build that leadership group. Eventually, I like to get to the point where everyone has a taste of being in that group and understanding what it takes, not only to be a leader, but to be a leader amongst leaders as well.
FIU obviously is growing more and more, and UCF is always the consummate rival within the state as well as within the conference. How do you feel this FIU-UCF rivalry will increase now that FIU has taken a much stronger focus on quality play?
So I think it's going to be pretty big, man. And it's pretty funny because some of the guys that play for UCF now were guys that I had the opportunity of coaching on the high performance team in Florida. So, getting with the Florida juice and coaching some of those boys, and then seeing them now at UCF, when they see me, they're like, "Oh, here we go! It's going to be a banger right here." So I think that's going to be one part of the aspect where players are really going to play up, for it. The one thing with us is, we take every game as if it's that regional final, like that's that mentality that we want, and it's just that much more intense because it is UCF, and they've done so well, and I think that's going to be part of that drive.
What would you like people to know about FIU Rugby when they either play or get a chance to see you guys play?
FIU had a history of being one of the schools that it just they were just what would be known, I hate using this term, but like 80s or 90s style of rugby, the party school, the whole party before rugby, and I would say that they would need to see that it's actually not. We're not that way. It's a different mindset that we have now, and I think that our women's side, with going to nationals the last 2 years, I think that we've really kind of pushed pushed what FIU means, what it means to be an FIU player, and we've become more about the school and what we represent when we put on that panther. What do we represent when we wear that blue and yellow, and that our guys like I'm adamant about our guys doing well in school. So, so that these guys understand it's you're a student at a university, you represent the university, do well in school, and be a leader, and the rugby will follow. The rugby will take you there, and the guys around you will take you there.
Coach, once again, thank you so much for taking the time. I hope you guys have a great season.
Thank you, brother. It's always a pleasure, man. It's all about that FIU, baby. All about that FIU. We keep it, man. We keep it.
This is Gift Time in Bailu with the Gifttime Rugby Network. Cheers.